Hi, my name is Alexandra Yepez.
And mine, Ureña.
Together we are going to tell you the story of Pablo, a boy who grew up with his grandparents in a small town called Clifton.
The story is titled An Encounter in Salem.
When Pablo was 15, he used to go out a lot with his friends in his neighborhood. They were always involved in different problems because of their curious nature. One day, when they went out for a walk in the forest, they noticed that someone was following them. So they began to run terrified because it was something that had not happened to them before. And almost when they reached the main road, Pablo slipped and broke his left arm. His friends called it an ambulance. Later, when everyone arrived at the hospital in the town, they told what happened to Pablo's grandparents, who did not consider it important because they always go into trouble.
For a week he spent a rest with his grandparents. After a while his friends invited him to take a walk to a nearby town, as they always accepted the invitation of his friends without thinking about what could happen on that trip. No one had left the village before, but it turned out that Cami, the youngest of all, had lived her childhood in Salem before moving away to Clifton. Cami remembered that her grandparents told many stories of Salem. The ones he liked to hear the most were those that deal with strange things and witchcraft. He felt a strange fascination with terror. One of them was the one that most called his attention to a woman that he used to practice witchcraft with sacrifices in the house that was next to his grandparents.
She remembered the exact location of that house, so together with her group of friends, they decided to go explore. Everyone felt scared, but at the same time very intrigued. When they reached the portal of that house, they noticed that there were boards nailed to the window, and everything looked very gloomy, since no one had lived in that house for 30 years. Everyone decided to enter the house, not knowing what would await them.
Cami had told them in her stories before arriving at the place that the woman who used to live there was beautiful and young. Before the fatal day of her wedding, since her fiancé left her planted on the altar by another woman. Since then she began to neglect his physique and went deeper and deeper into black magic.
Inside that place, everyone felt a heavy environment, but only Pablo experienced a series of convulsions accompanied by the vision of the woman described by her friend, whom she observed inside the house while performing a ritual where she killed the man who had abandoned her, swearing loyalty to Satan.
After that day everyone promised never to return to Salem in search of adventures, and Pablo from that day dreamed of that woman. And so the story of Pablo ends, who out of curiosity entered the house of a witch in Salem, who pursues him until today.